thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for pain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Oh, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Good morning, you all. Cheers to a happy, beautiful, cozy autumn day. I've got my hoodie on, and you guys, no more fake fall around here in Arkansas. It is for real. For real, it has come, and I think it is actually gonna stay. This has literally boosted my mood so much. We had a few fake fall days around here, and then it spiked back up into the 90s, which was such a blow. But now the cooler temperatures have come, the leaves are starting to fall and change colors, and we are officially embarking on my favorite time of year. You guys know I love holiday traditions, I love baking, I love cozying up and decorating. So that is exactly what we're gonna do in this just beautiful cozy autumn video. We're gonna start by making some sourdough. Then we are going to make some beautiful flower arrangements because I harvested buckets of dahlias last night. The garden is just thriving, specifically with those dahlias that love those cooler temps. And then the girls have been begging me to create a tablescape for fall. Now we really go all in for Christmas. We bring out all the decorations, but I find, you know, that fall season, I'll light a few candles, but we don't really go all out. I've never really bought decorations for that. The house is always just kind of homey and cozy as is, but I guess because the kids are all home with me all day, they have been begging me to decorate for fall. And so we took a trip to Hobby Lobby. We gave ourselves a small little budget, bought some fun stuff. The girls and I did crafts. We're going to be making beeswax candles, which I'll share a video with you guys later, maybe next week on that. So that's what we're going to do today. Grab your tea or your coffee. Let's start with sourdough. We'll move into flower arranging and then do a beautiful fall tablescape for this cozy autumn day. You already know too, I'm pumpkin spice all the way, baby. So we are officially in that moment. But I have bought some black cocoa because I saw online some really beautiful artisan loaves made with this, and it was stunning. So I've actually made 2 loaves of sourdough here because I just had to assume I was gonna mess it up the first time, and I wanted to have a backup loaf. So I'm not quite sure the design I'm gonna do. I'm thinking maybe a leaf. I was kind of thinking about taking a toothpick and writing Hello Fall. Something just really beautiful. This is a Dutch process, unsweetened, rich flavor, and it's just really beautiful to do artisan scoring work on your sourdough. So I'll put the link for this down in the description. So I'm actually going to be doing a cold proof on this, which is going to buy me some time. So we're going to shape it right now, put it in our bannetons, and then throw it in the fridge while we do our dahlias. Then we'll come back, we will add this cocoa powder, we will score it, bake it while it's cooling. We'll then hop to the fall decor. But I don't know if you've noticed my cozy and cute hoodie. You guys, we have officially launched our fall sourdough merch. We have got lots of hoodies. We've got lots of sweatshirts, lots of tank tops. They are sourdough inspired, so this is my little crunchy mama sourdough bacon one. I'll throw some photos in here, but if you guys want to go grab one of these, the link is going to be down in the description. Check them out. They're so fun. They're so beautiful. They're all comfort colors and just super cozy, so y'all have been asking, and we listened. We took our time on this launch. I feel so good about them. They're just great. So let's get started. I'm going to grab my flour and we will start shaping these. So one thing I'm actually going to be attempting today that I have never done before is scoring, like in the beginning bake. There's a technical term for that, and I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head. But I don't know if you've noticed anyone, if you watch any sourdough content, they will score part of their loaf, they'll pop it in the oven, and then anywhere ranging from that 5 to 10 minute mark, they will pull it out and do their deep score. And it's supposed to result in a better bloom and a better ear. And so I've actually never tried that before, but when I was researching this black cocoa, sourdough loaf, everyone said that is the way to go. So I'm going to attempt it. We're just going to try new things together and experiment. I actually love doing that. I feel like I bake a lot of things for the first time with you all here. And some people are like, well, why on earth do you do that? You've never made it before. But I find that it's easier to troubleshoot with you guys when I am kind of a beginner with that recipe myself, So it's like if I've never made it before, I'm coming up with errors. It's easier for me to kind of recommend and, tell you guys how I am troubleshooting it. So I hope you guys find that helpful, but I've never really been intimidated to try a recipe or a skill or a technique for the first time when I'm filming it, because it just makes it easier for me to troubleshoot. The sleeves up, getting down and dirty. I added a little too much flour, which makes it a little bit harder to shape it. The idea when you're shaping is just to get it nice and tight. I'm just going around a few times here. There we go. I like to just put rice flour in my bannetons. You just want something to where the dough doesn't stick to it. And also a lot of times people ask me, why on earth do I need a banneton? Can I not just proof in anything else? And you can proof in your stainless steel like KitchenAid mixer bowl. That will work. A glass Pyrex will work. The bannetons, there's a couple reasons. It's going to help it hold its shape better and not fall flat. So if you ever notice that your sourdough is like super dense and you're like, man, I just got a really dense loaf, try switching to this because it's going to help it stay, just keep its shape better, which means it's going to rise a lot better when it gets in the oven. Plus that beautiful pattern on top, that comes from the banneton. So for me, I do have glass Pyrex. I never let them proof in them because I find the bannetons for the price point just help keep the shape. I have a better rise in my dough. That's just my personal opinion, but whatever you got, just let it work. A bit more flour, just to make sure it doesn't stick to my banneton. So now we're going to take these, pop them in the fridge for their cold proof I absolutely love cold proofing my dough. If you are a busy mama, if you're a working outside the house mama, maybe you're a papa who's always in charge of dinner, whatever it is, this is going to just save you so much time and allow you to really weave sourdough in your schedule. So what that looks like for me is I will mix all my dough, do the bulk fermentation overnight, which is what's taking place here, and I'll wake up in the morning, which we're, right before lunchtime now. Usually I would do this first thing in the morning. I would go ahead and shape them and pop them in the fridge. Now they need to stay in the fridge for a minimum of 3 hours to really get all the benefits of cold proofing, but you can leave it in the fridge for up to 24 hours. What's happening during this cold proofing period is that your dough is actually going to become dormant. So it's not going to keep fermenting, but it is going to enhance all of those flavors. It's going to add nutritional content and value into your sourdough. But for us busy mamas, it's perfect because I can shape in the morning, pop it in the fridge. About an hour and a half before dinner, I will pull it out of the fridge, score it, bake it, and have it fresh with dinner. So it has kind of become one of my sourdough hacks that has just been life-changing. Instead of me trying to bend my whole schedule around sourdough, this has really allowed me the freedom to make sourdough work with, my lifestyle. So if you do work outside of the home, you could bulk ferment overnight, get up in the morning, shape it, pop it in your fridge, come home after work, score it, bake it before dinner. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful thing. Absolutely love it. So we're going to pop a towel on these babies, throw them in the fridge, and then we are going to get started playing with some beautiful, beautiful dahlias. I am taking the opportunity before we dive into flowers to pick up, since we are all home all the time right now and I am baking so much from scratch, I find it really important and kind of just like a key to success in my household if I will clean as I go. So whether I'm making breakfast, lunch, dinner, baking, even when we do the dahlias, I will break in between and clean up. I find that has honestly kind of been a game changer. And I know when you think about it, you probably think, well, of course that makes the most sense. But I found that I was not always doing this. I would bake all day, and by the time we got ready to make dinner, the sink was full of dirty dishes from my baking festivities, or maybe I did a craft with the kids for homeschool and I didn't clean up after it. Whatever it is, I find it's a lot more stressful for me if I wait until the end versus periodically trying to work on chores and tasks throughout the day. And so this has been one of those things that has kept my kitchen tidy, even though it is very much so a working kitchen. It's kept our homeschool area tidy. It has just kept me on top of task, which I have loved. So I hope this little homemaking hack that seems really simple but has been life-giving to me is also simple and life-giving to you as well. So sweet. Look at these beautiful dahlias. Look, there's this one. Which one's your favorite?
I was just about to say that. This one down here.
In all my years of growing flowers, one thing I have been so humbled by is how difficult it is to make a floral arrangement. Now, friends, I have read all the books, watched all the YouTube videos, followed all of the accounts that I can, and I will say this is such an art and a craft. And I guess I just thought, well, if I have all of this creativity in the garden to grow the flowers, surely that will transpire into the home when I get ready to actually make the floral arrangements. But I've been quite humbled by this. It has been really difficult. I love a good challenge, so I have been working hard to just try to get better at this, follow that color wheel, and just realizing that it can be messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's in fact quite the beautiful thing about mini flower arrangements. So the flowers that you guys are going to see in our tablescape later literally took me hours upon hours. Thankfully, Charlie strapped on Ziggy so that I could be hands-free for a little bit, just to play around and make these. But one thing I have found, for me in particular, these smaller arrangements, those work in my favor. When I try to do a big arrangement and fill a large vessel, I really struggle. I struggle with making it look in the vase the way it looks in my hand. And so these small little vases you see me working with here, I've thrifted all of these over the years. I have just a few, larger dahlias paired with some smaller ones. This actually is beautiful on a tablescape because it doesn't take up too much room and you can add more beauty. And so this kind of worked out perfect for me, but I can't wait for you guys to see the final product. I think you guys are gonna love how it turned out. Okay, you guys, we just finished up making all of these beautiful arrangements for our fall tablescape. It is gonna look so cozy. I am so excited. I did just pull my bannetons out of the fridge though. We're gonna go ahead and score these and bake them because Nathan took the girls to the library. They go to the library every single week. Usually I go with them, but I wanted to just get the house cozy for when they came home. I had a few other things to finish up. So I'm gonna try to get this in the oven real quick. So I don't really know. These might be a total fail. We will see. But I do have my little water sprayer here. If you're working with a cocoa powder, dark cocoa, butterfly pea flower, I think that's right. Butterfly pea flower. Anyways, anything like that of color, if you mist your dough first and then put it on there, it'll stick a lot better. So I've got my little mister here where we will spray that on, and let's get started. It's gonna be so good. Well, friends, thank you for hanging out with me on this beautiful, cozy autumn day as we baked sourdough, made some arrangements, made a beautiful tablescape for when my kids get home. And don't forget, if you guys want to get your hands on our sourdough merch, the link is down in the description below to order. But thank you guys so much. I'll talk to y'all soon.